Thank you for staying with us here at Sunrise. At 27 years old, my next guest was diagnosed with cancer for the third time. At age 12, she was first diagnosed with bone cancer. 9 years later, breast cancer knocked at her door. Fast forward to today, the breast cancer returned. Let's welcome to Sunrise, Josan Sutherland.
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm very happy to have you.
Thank you. I'm
And
happy to be here.
I'm excited that you are here
Thank you.
with us. When persons go through such interesting experiences, I get excited that they are here, that they're still with us, because it means that there's something that we don't quite understand yet. Do you feel that way about your experiences and the fact that I'm here, I'm still fighting?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. For the duration of my life, it's kind of been like a personal mission of mine to not just survive, but to thrive. You know, to take advantage of the life that I have, the opportunities that I have. I know that I'm here for more than just 3 cancer diagnoses and to be ill. And so I celebrate that daily.
You just said, I'm here for more than just to be ill. That's so interesting to hear somebody say. Take me back to 12 years old when you were first diagnosed. What were the signs? How did you get to that point where you said, oh my...
Okay. So I was just started high school, St. Andrew High School for girls. And I had a little incident at school where I basically injured my ankle on my own. And over a period of weeks and a couple of months, we noticed that the swelling was not going down. And I've grown up in a family with medical professionals and access, you know, friends of family members are medical professionals. And we went to a doctor who advised us to do an X-ray, and that's how we saw the mass. That's how I was initially diagnosed. So at the time, I mean, I was 12, you're a child, you don't understand the gravity of things.
Yes.
You know, so for me, I was like, oh, okay, what do we do now? You know, but I definitely feel that for that diagnosis, my family really did hit them hard, a lot harder than I did. You know, when you're kids, you're resilient. You bounce back like anything. And so I'm grateful, though, that I had youth on my side, and I had my family, I had my friends, I had my faith that I could rely on. So it really did help me to overcome that one and move on.
And from that stage now, 9 years later, you're still very young, but not a 12-year-old child anymore. And you have a second diagnosis. What did you think at that stage now when you're older? You thought you would have beat a childhood issue, and now you are diagnosed with breast cancer. What was that news like?
Well, from the period of being 12, I was still in the medical system, still working with my doctor, still working with my team. And so when we got the breast cancer diagnosis, at the time I was 21, I was in the final year of my degree program. So it was hard on a lot of ends, you know, being a young woman, facing a diagnosis like that, and also finally just wanting to leave UA, finally wanting to leave school, and for this to be occurring. So it was definitely out of nowhere. I remember, honestly, the day I got the diagnosis, I tell people that I remember leaving my doctor's office, and I remember going back to class and just sitting in class because I didn't know what else to do with myself. You know, I was just sitting there like, what is happening? But again, I must say, I really do have an amazing community of people. I can't not stress that enough. You know, between my family, my friends, who really just rallied around me and helped to make that experience as seamless, as easy, as fun as possible, even though it was quite hard, it was quite challenging to deal with.
Well, you mentioned friends and family and their support, and because you've maintained quality grades, such that the quality grades to the extent that you applied for the Chevening scholarship offered by the British government and was awarded.
Yes.
No, you were awarded that scholarship. And then something else happened almost at the same time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Between an amazing opportunity. What was the news?
So I got the official email from the Chevening body saying that I've been awarded the scholarship. I was at work, I was so ecstatic, my coworkers were screaming with me, I was so happy. And then the following morning, I was at work putting plans in place to be like, all right, we're going to transition out of work to the UK. And my surgeon called me and said, you know, I'm really sorry, but I need to see you like right now. And I was like, what? What's happening? You know? And then basically after we spoke for a bit, he was like, you know, we got back some test results. And it's showing malignancies, and here it is again. So, I mean...
You had a recurrence?
Well, initially we thought it was a recurrence. That's the thing. And so when we went on to do our further investigations, we found out that it is actually a new type of breast cancer. So this is now a third...
So it was a different
type of breast cancer. So at this point now, we were like really confused. I'm like 27, three different types, like this is really odd. And so we started doing genetic testing and found out that I actually do have a genetic condition, B-Fabini syndrome, which basically makes me more predisposed to develop tumors and malignancies.
Than the average person?
Yeah, definitely.
So it wasn't a quirk of fate or just wickedness and evil?
Oh gosh, yeah, no.
But it was that there is a mutation, so you were genetically predisposed. Today, you sit, you're calm, there's positive energy coming from you. How do you do it?
I ask myself that every day, but I think it's a reliance on my faith, you know, having grown up in a very religious household and knowing the power of God and knowing the power of, you know, just the mind and the body. And I think also just my personal belief that life can also be hard, but it can be fun, it can be vibrant, you know, it can be beautiful. If you really let it, if you really look for those things, you can really find them. So,
if you look, oh my goodness, if you look for the fun, for the vibrant, for the beautiful, regardless of your situation, you can find it.
Of course.
For a young person who is probably 12 years old and they're watching as they get ready and they're looking at you and they're being inspired, but they're having a rough time now. Maybe they're at Bustamante Hospital for Children, maybe they're at the Children's Ward at UWI, or maybe it's a parent with a child that they are so full of hope for and they've heard the news recently about a chronic medical condition. What would you say to those people to help to lift them up?
I always tell persons that I believe, first of all, to educate and empower yourself. So get the information that you need. Find out what it is that you're tackling, right? And then also decide. Do you want this to tackle you or do you want to tackle it? It's really as simple as that. Because as far as I see, the mutation isn't going anywhere. The breast cancer, hopefully we will get over this hurdle at this point. But I know I'm also not going anywhere. And I live on an island and there are many beaches around and there are many fun things to do. So I just decide what I choose to focus on and give life to.
If persons want to support you, if people want to contribute to your medical care and reach out to you in that way, what can they do to help you to move on, to continue living?
Okay, well, initially, so far, we've started a Go Get Funding page, and it's titled Help Josan Fight.
Help Josan Fight.
Right, so it's Help, Josan Fight. They can also visit me on any of my social media platforms. I'm on Instagram at Josan, Josan_JJS, if I'm not mistaken. You can also find me on Facebook. And we have a couple initiatives we're rolling out over the Christmas period and into the new year, so people can come out and have fun with me and support.
All right, well, follow her on her social media platforms and donate so that she can continue to get the quality medical care, for her positive energy to continue to be a part of us.